Hey guys, my name is Sandy. I'm a licensed realtor here in Central Florida in the Orlando area. So today I want to do a video on how to sell your home as a pre-certified home. And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, what is a certified pre-owned home? In today's market, it's contracting, interest rates are rising, and if you have to sell your home, you want to make sure you sell your home fast and for the money that you want, right? You got to sell it at market value, of course, but you don't want to discount your home. Why would you want to do that? So let's talk about what's a certified pre-owned home. A certified pre-owned home is where we go in and we have our sellers pre-certify their home. What do I mean by that? Number one, we do a home inspection, and this is at our cost. We do this at our cost so the home becomes pre-certified, right? So we do a home inspection up front to make sure that the seller is aware and we're aware of anything that might come up during inspection when a buyer is buying the home. So first we do a home inspection. If anything comes up during that home inspection, we are going to get that repaired and fixed, right? Another thing that we do is we have a title company, not us. We have a title company do a preliminary title search and municipal search. What does that mean? It means that if there's any lien on the property, if there's any open permit, maybe the seller did a shed in the back and they didn't close the permit out. All these things have a tendency of coming back and holding up a sale when you're trying to sell a home, right? So we want to make sure we get a preliminary title search done and a preliminary municipal search done as well. That way there's nothing in the background to hide. Another thing that we do is we make sure the home has a warranty on it, right? So the home is going to have a warranty from the time it goes on the market until the time a buyer buys it. And then the buyer also gets 2 years of home warranty as well when they purchase the home. A home warranty insurance is an insurance that covers all of your appliances. So your air conditioning system, your hot water tank, your stove, dishwasher. If you're in the colder states, then it would cover your furnace or your boiler. All the equipment in the home is covered with a home warranty. Because a lot of times, especially in Florida, in our area, someone buys a home and next thing you know, the air conditioning goes out and they have to spend money to fix it. So we want to assure we want our sellers to assure the buyer that they have a home warranty that's covered for up to 2 years of them buying the home. So if any of those things were to break down, all they gotta do is call the home warranty company and they will come out and either fix or replace it. The home warranty company we work with also allows you to choose your own contractor. So if you have a plumber or an electrician or whatever it is that the buyer has that they really like, or the seller has that they really like and they need to call for coverage, the home warranty company that we use will allow you to use your own person, or they could send their own certified technician to fix the problem, right? So this is what puts you in the position of having a pre-certified home. Now what's the big deal with this? The big deal with this is, think about when you're buying a car. If you're going to buy a used car and you go into the dealership and you see some cars that are pre-certified and some cars that are just regular. Obviously, you're going to go towards the pre-certified cars. So you're going to want to know, well, why are these pre-certified? And what is the car dealer going to say? He's going to say, well, we already checked these cars out and they have warranty up to so much miles or so many years, whichever comes first. So if you buy one of these cars, you're under warranty. That's the same thing we're doing with our seller's home. So if you're thinking of selling a home in this market, you want to get it pre-certified. You want to do a preliminary home inspection. You want to make sure you get a preliminary title search and a municipal search done. You also want to have warranties. You want to have warranty from the time the property goes on the market. And you also want to have at least a 2-year warranty to transfer to the buyer when they buy the home. What else do you want to do to get the home pre-certified? As part of our pre-certified program, we also encourage our sellers to help the buyer to buy the home. What do I mean by that? That means we're encouraging the seller to either help the buyer to pay down their interest rate or to help them with their closing costs or to do both. Each buyer is going to be different. Maybe one buyer have no problem with the interest rate, but they need help on the closing costs. Maybe another buyer can cover their closing costs, but they need help on the interest rate. And maybe another buyer need help with both. So we encourage our sellers that we're going to help the buyer to buy the home. Another thing is this: we have to price the home right, and that's number one. Obviously, that goes above everything, right? We have to make sure the home is priced right. One of the ways of ensuring that you get a high price in this market is to have a pre-certified home. Just like when you go in a car dealership, the cars that are pre-certified sell for more money than the regular cars. So pre-certifying your home even gives it a value within itself, right? And on top of that, we're going to make sure it's priced to the market. So that means if your neighbor sold their home 6 months ago and they got, let's say, $500,000 for it, doesn't necessarily mean you won't get close to $500,000, but we may have to have some negotiating room in there. So I want to make sure we're pricing it to the contracted market. No, home prices are not going down, but homes are selling a little bit lower than before, and we don't have that bidding war. And also, because interest rates have risen, we have less qualified buyers on the market. So if we find a qualified buyer to buy our home, we want to make sure that it's going to be priced right, so that way when the appraisal come back, we don't have an issue with appraisal. Okay. Of course, we could do a preliminary appraisal, but the bank is not going to accept that. The buyer's bank will never accept an appraisal done by the seller, so we don't want to do that. What we do is we make sure we comp the property correctly. We want to look in the neighborhood. We want to look at similar homes. What are they selling for? What sold in the last 90 days? What sold in the last 180 days? The appraiser is more likely going to work from any similar home that's sold within the last 90 days within a 1 mile radius. Then they might spread out to a 2 mile radius if they can't find anything, then a 3 mile radius, that kind of thing. Also, they're going to compare age of the home. They're going to compare the condition the home is in as compared to the properties that sold, and they're going to go by what they could find on the internet, right? Because that's the only way they'll know the condition of the home. Another thing that's very important is to stage the home. So we're going to price it right. We're going to make sure it's staged. Well, what do I mean by that? We want to stage it for it to look as close as possible to a builder's model home. So when you go to a new construction site and you see a builder and you go to the model home, you want to move in the model home, right? And the model home is not for sale. And normally the model home is completely different from the one they're actually building, because the model home has all the updates in it. So you want to make sure your home looks as much like that as possible. So we want to stage the home. We want to stage a home to make sure it looks right. We want to price it right. We want to do a preliminary inspection. We want to do an inspection ahead of the buyer's inspector, and we want to fix anything that comes up on the inspection. And if it's not fixable, at least we'll be aware of it, right? We want to make sure that we're offering to help the buyer either with their interest rate or to help them with their closing costs. And we want to make sure that the home is pre-certified. We want to also make sure the home has a warranty on it from the time it hits the market, and that we're giving the buyer a 2-year warranty, not a 1 year, but a 2 year, because a lot of people do a 1 year and they're like, well, what's that? It's only a year. But we give them 2 years, which means at the end of 2 years, they could go ahead and keep paying for that home warranty and continue to do it. The last thing on this video that I want to discuss is roof in Florida, because insurance is very expensive for roofs that are older than 10 years old. Not because the roof is bad or because it needs to be replaced, but because of the age. And because there's so much, the insurance companies are saying that there's so much insurance fraud when it comes to roof in Florida, that the insurance and homes in Florida are getting really high. So one of the things we encourage our sellers to do, and I'm going to encourage you to do it as well, when you do the home inspection before you put your home on the market, make sure you do a 4-point inspection. A 4-point inspection is where the inspector is checking the condition of the roof, the condition of the windows, the structure of the home, the build of the home, and all the utilities in the home, like the plumbing and the electrical, right? They're certifying this because the buyer's insurance company is going to ask them for this, especially if you're buying a home with an older roof. So if you're selling a home with an older roof, you may want to get a roofer go out and check to see if the roof is intact and if it needs any repairs. Maybe you might be able to put a claim into the insurance company. You may have wind-creased shingles, which the insurance company might take care of, right? But if you're selling a home with an older roof, that's going to be a problem, and we're going to need to get a 4-point inspection done to ensure to the buyer and to their insurance company that the roof is in good condition. Now you're going to get one done, but the buyer's insurance company is going to want them to also get a 4-point inspection. But the thing is, when you do that ahead of time, at least you know that there's nothing wrong with it. So when the buyer goes to get theirs done, we know that that's not going to have the deal fall apart. I really hope this information helped you. I know it's a little bit of a lengthy video, but I just wanted to let you understand or help you to sell your home in this market for market value, and also to get it sold fast by getting your home pre-certified. Again, my name is Sandy Sills. I'm a licensed realtor here in Central Florida. I can be reached, call or text 407-791-4713, or my information should be somewhere on this video or somewhere in the bottom of the video. We do love when we get calls and texts from our videos on YouTube. We really do enjoy that, and we want to help you to get your home sold. Thank you for watching.